All right, so I got invited by Voltz to the game. Pretty excited.
There, Voltz has invited me from TA Pro.
I definitely do not want to play against him because that will suck.
I'm
That'll
down.
be a
I'll
very
cast it. I'll
that
tell
would
you
be
what's
a very
happening.
one-sided game.
What if you play versus Voltz and I cast it? Oh man, Voltz for the DT rush. Wait, but Voltz is Zerg. Trust me. DT rush. Here we go. Game one of this best of three series will be on Orbital Shipyard. Team Ascension Voltz as the Zergy Bro versus Intense Terran.
So I'm super
Now
excited
we're
for this. It's gonna be like a semi rematch from earlier when we saw Intense play. So it's gonna be Intense as the Terran player versus Voltz as a Zerg player. Both players are extremely well versed in this game, and I'm excited to see where these games take it. So let's jump right into the game as my camera goes off wildly. So spawning in our top right position, it is our red Zerg player from Team Ascension, the pro side of it. It is Voltz.
And his opponent in the bottom left hand corner, the blue Terran player, it is Intense. One curious thing I want to see out of Intense is obviously our last TVZ we saw with Intense was Intense to be No Regret. Now, No Regret goes early pool a lot, which made Intense play slightly more safe, getting Marines out before Reapers and such. And that was really cool. I love how he changed his play on the defense, but I'm curious to see when he's playing a person who's not going to be doing that in any of the games, what corners is he going to cut during this game?
Yep. And we do see Voltz trying that build you mentioned earlier. Instead of going your natural on the back end, which is semi safer, Zerg likes to go to this front base, so that way they can actually defend this ramp a lot easier because the creep spread and whatever buildings they place, and it allows them to take their third base a lot easier. So I know if you think about it, if Zerg went here first, they would have to push out to take this, and Protoss and Terran and other Zerg could stop you. So it's like semi-aggressive at front, but then it helps you be able to secure that third in the end. So we'll see if it pays off. It's a pretty common practice on this map.
And having a queen in your main and your third, it's much easier to start poking back those Reapers. Not only, by the way, can you secure your third quickly, but also your fourth, it's easy to get a creep spread going. Right off the bat, we can see Intense is planning to throw down that reactor. Now, you can do really cool Hellion pushes. You can also go for a Marine and be safe. Yet, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Hellion push into maybe Banshees, which is what we saw in Intense versus No Regret on Larilat Crest. And on a map like Orbital Shipyard, it's pretty hard to defend versus Banshees, but they can easily dance between your main, third, and natural as Hellions hit the rest of your bases. But that's still pretty variable in, on, out there into the mid game.
Yeah, so like you're saying, I mean, it's with last game that Intense took off No Regret, he had a huge push with Hellions and Banshees, and we'll see if he does it again this time. He's just going to kite around these Zerglings and might throw a dynamite charge here, excuse me, the grenade charge here in a second. But he really wants to take out that Ling. Oh, he's going to get one. Good micro so far on both players. Grenade does get dropped, Queen gets a good hit, but he's just dancing. He's just trying to be annoying at this point. He's going to throw a grenade on top of this as well, I bet.
I love when this Reaper can survive from this early action. Maybe it's going to be a little bit dicey with the Queens now getting beautiful positions. Oh, also the drone. Reaper barely gets out, but I love when the Reaper survives because not only can it help with Hellions, and it does a great job with KD8 charges to burst Lings out of the way, but also on a map like Orbital Shipyard, there's one way to spread creep right now. And easily that Reaper can dive in, throw down a KD8 charge, and snipe it if you're being careful as Terrans. There's a lot of cool things you can do. Not only that, but you can get a scout. Sadly, he won't do that, but, you know, in the end, with Hellions, it's going to be a potent force. Oh, gotta be careful versus these Lings. Not that many Lings out of the moment. Only 4.
What a great bait. Jumps down the cliff, the Lings auto-attack down the ramp and get hit by the grenades. What a great bait. Oh man, Reapers are annoying. I hate them.
You can also do that on Dusk Towers, but it's slightly more difficult. Orbital Shipyard with that position right next to the ramp is beautiful, but all the Queens with the high ground in the Ling. You don't want to be kiting here, Intense. We saw Inverse Intense and No Regret him lose the Reaper in the exact same fashion. Now, without that Reaper, Hellions are still going to be good, but a little bit less intense. On the way with Hellions and No Regret, pardon me, Voltz scouts him with that Ling. Off the back of that, it's Roach Warden. And I love this play also by Voltz. Really just feeling it out and saying, okay, cool Hellions, I'll go Roaches and throw on 2 Evo Chambers. Oh, I like it.
So Hellions are going to go across the map, just get some more scouting in to see if he is going to mass links. He's going to probably catch out the Welch Warren. He's going to run into the map, focus on the Queen. Not a good idea, but I think he was just kind of seeing what
Stops
damage
the creep
he
a
could do.
little bit.
Yeah, he stops the creep,
poke
but
in,
there's
see
two.
what's what.
Yeah, but there's two Queens there that's going to spur the creeps more. We do see that Valkyrie, not the Valkyrie, the Liberator, being built, and those Liberator is like a flying siege tank. That's actually really annoying. That basically helped Intense win that match against No Regret. But
Also
we'll see
with the with the Liberators, you see very reminiscent of that Banshee Hellion, throwing Banshees in the back in more of a TVT build, pulling the army of Voltz out of position to then allow the Hellions to do the damage. And oh man, the Overlord, come on, over bro, you got this, over bro. Oh, over bro, barely bros it out.
You ever notice the complete city that we're fighting over? Look at there's like a
it's always amazing.
Look at
All
there's
the
a
ladder
Wraith,
maps, period.
there's a Viking. That's cool.
All the ladder maps, period, are the awesomest things ever. I love them. But now, for what's going on, Liberator shuts down the ramp, and this is what makes it hard to taking that third, because now to get in back into your main, you have to make roaches there and climb through a Liberator. Already, two Queens are gone at the same time. Hellions are roasting, and the drones are right on top of each other, roasting forever, and no reinforcements are able to reinforce from the third base. There is the cleanup, but that's the one situation where it gets a little bit dicey. Hellion Liberator, it's so hard to deal with. And overall, how many kills have been taken, Draven?
I have
How
no
many
idea.
lives have been freedomized by the Liberator? Total of 24 drones, a couple Queens, and for 4 Hellions and a Liberator. Voltz, he's got to make something happen now.
Yep. So as we saw, that Liberator does like the siege tank mode type style, where they put that circle, it's a white circle, or in this case it would be a blue circle because it's Intense's color, and it does like this massive like damage, like the single target damage. So this Liberator is going to be way far away from this right now. So Intense is only on 2 bases, and he's building a command center. But we'll see what he's able to do with this. He does not see these links. The wall is open.
He's so careful to put the wall up. He's got a lot of Marines, though, and these Marines do have stims, so easily they will grind their way through Lings unaccompanied by Banelings. Liberator on the right-hand side starts to push back some Overlords, which does give Voltz a little bit of a premonition that a Liberator is going to come on his way. But the Liberator, ooh, we have a Spore, but the Liberator could just liberate up, yeah, right about there.
So,
Beautiful.
as you can see with this, and within this blue circle, this Liberator just one-shots things. Oh, almost hits it with the Ravager Corrosive Bile. But it just starts to one-shot these drones if he was able to get on it, but he was not able to. And the Liberator goes away without getting any real kills, but he's probably going to try to siege up on these ramps, stops any kind of flow of reinforcements. We do see this little small Bile push being pushed out from Intense. Or maybe we won't see it. There it
And
goes.
FYI, we do have melee on the way, so for now, I kind of want to go with Voltz as attempting to get Ultras, but he's only going to have Lings. He has a couple of Roaches and Ravagers out, 3 Ravagers, which will be the only anti-air unless he's defending. And, you know, I mean, I guess Voltz plans on defending right here. Intense moves out. Just a note, Intense is +1/1 combat shield and stem. It's a very potent force. It doesn't have any Marauders to provide a backbone, but it does have these Hellbats if the bio needs to fall back onto something that won't die to Banelings and anything like that. But there's no Banelings. Voltz is going to be roaching and linging it out, but there's just nothing here to defend the third.
Yep,
The
so
third
as we saw,
is at jeopardy.
this Liberator is about to get targeted by the Corrosive Biles, but is
it
this
barely doesn't go down.
The Liberator does not go down, as we said before. He puts in that tank mode, but Intense is just completely destroying this army. I think he's going to take it. He's going to stop this Roaches. No CC.
No, there was a third CC.
Well,
There was a third
now it
CC
is.
Back to that. Overall, Intense has accrued 30 worker kills. Voltz is like, what is going on? But honestly, those worker kills stunted the entire economy of Voltz, and I love going Ling, +1/1 Ling. But if the upgrades aren't there in time, it's not +1/1 Ling, and you have 100 gas and minerals in the bank that could have been some Roaches, Ravagers, and overall, honestly, Intense got a strong foothold into the natural, main base of Voltz. And as we mentioned, yes, taking that third base as your natural, that is great, but it puts Terran in a position where they can simply cut you off. There's the vital vein going from one place to another. I'm just going to break it off with a Liberator or a Siege Tank. And then you're not going to be able to defend.
Yeah,
Well,
it's,
Intense, it's looking so good.
Oh,
Raven,
man,
I'm very surprised.
yeah, it's like I was saying before. Like he was such a dominant GM player back, and like we said before, he had to focus on
Back in the
Skull.
good old days.
Yeah, he had to focus on Skull, and we completely understand that. But just, I love watching him play, especially in these like local tournaments. He does so well in these online tournaments that I get so happy for him. Because I beat him, I saw him got to play for WCS before. I got to, he's qualifying for IM and all these great things, and just I really enjoy watching Intense play.
At the moment, both players, that is Voltz and Intense, are 6 wins, 2 losses, playing phenomenally well in Game 2 of this best-of-3 series will be on Brion Terraces. If Intense can go 2-0 or 2-1, he will move on to the finals, which means he gets at least $25 and at least 60 OSC points, which is a phenomenal amount of OSC points. And man, I'm pegging it Intense. He's looking good, but here we are on Brion Terraces.
Alright, so spawning in the top left position is the red Zerg player from Team Ascension Pro. It is Voltz. Ah, yeah, Voltz.
And his opponent in the bottom right-hand corner, playing so well. It is the blue Terran player representing America and California, its own country. Well, let's be quite frank. It is Intense. You have Texas, you have California, and then America. Both of them are like, we could totally survive on our own. I don't know, man.
Speaking of Texas, I will be in Texas next weekend for PAX South. So anyone that is going to it, make sure you tweet at me and say hi. I would love to meet everyone. I'll be at the HyperX booth, giving away some headsets, playing some Xbox. Come check it out, some Call of Duty, showing off our new headsets. It'll be a great day.
Awesome. Hey, Draven, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you with HyperX. That is the nerd dream job. Let's be honest right there.
Yeah, I'm not giving you a free headset. Stop kicking it.
Oh, I have my G something headset. I don't even know. Don't you question the headset I already have. I am a poor nerd that doesn't get big things. But players not quite doing the same. What do we got out of Voltz here?
So we do see a quick pull to Roaches. So this is gonna, I don't know why you do this against Terran, maybe you can tell me, but he does not want to get caught with those Hellion pushes that he got caught with before. So Voltz is going with the quick Roaches. So we do see some links coming out. It looks like he might be able to stop this, or what's coming out? A Reaper? Yeah.
It's something we generally see on All Arena, and I don't know how to work on the larger map, but it really hinges on Intense's greed. How greedy do we see Intense? And not super greedy. However, for now we have 4 lings out on the map, 1 Reaper. If the Reaper goes on the other side of the map and there's not a Marino, it's a Reactor. I say Voltz is a decent shot of doing damage, but the Reaper has to be on the other side of the map. And as I said, it hinges on Intense's greed.
Yep, so if Voltz is able to kill off the SCV, it's going to stop the natural from being built, and he's going to stop it. He might actually get the cancel on it. The Reaper is so far.
Oh, he gets the cancel too.
It gets the cancel. He might actually
not that many links.
He might actually be able to get the reactor as well. This Reaper is on the other side of the map. He's not going to be able to get back in time. He's going to stop the reactor. He's got nothing to defend this. He is building a wall. Or, I mean, Intense is building a wall, which is fine. So he gets the reactor. Yeah. Best thing to do, he's going to get the Marine, but I'll just start focusing out both supply depots. Here comes the Reaper. And he's going to be able to stop this. Wow, what a great... those links paying off for themselves. Gets the cancel on the command center. Forces this wall up. Forces this repair. And forces the Reaper back. But now we see Ravagers. Look at this space. And I think this is completely unscouted. I don't know if
yeah, it is. I'm not sure if he saw the Roaches earlier, but oh man, now he sees it. This is exactly what we saw of No Regret versus Intense. This is how No Regret was able to win a game. Really took Intense off guard, and Intense has got a couple of raids with his Flight Evo. It's down, and the Ravagers get right, and SCVs are pulled, and I love it, but SCVs died a one-shot to those corrosive files. 2 of them go down in that fight. A total of 3 have gone down. The CC was canceled, and Intense, it's not going his way right now. Yes, he's got a Marine, but that Marine better be Rambo. I'm not...
Yep.
Draven, I don't think that's Marine's Rambo. His name's not Rambo. This isn't good.
Yep, but we do see a reactor coming down on this factory. So I don't know what he's going to start putting on. He should be probably starting to build Widow Mines from it, but he's not building anything at the moment. He's building a Sheets tank, which if he's able to defend this, Intense might be able to defend it really well once that Sheets tank comes out. But oh, look at this SUVs. There's nothing being mined right now. I've got 2 SUVs and a mule just repairing on this bunker, and Voltz pulls back, going to build another Ravager, but as soon as this tank comes out, I don't know if what Intense is going to be able to do, or excuse me, Voltz is going to be able to do once this tank comes out.
I mean, there's not that much Voltz can do to be aggressive, but you got to remember this is Brion Terraces, the 6G, 6 gold base map, and with that, easily, as long as Intense, Voltz can contain Intense, Voltz just takes the gold base off the back of this and says, okay, well, what are you doing? There's no starport for Intense in this situation. He can't leapfrog forward with the siege tank. It is immobile. It stays at home.
Oh,
gee.
interesting. I'm
Intense, 2-0. I was really expecting Voltz to take another base off the back of that, but combined with mining gas the entire time, I just don't think he had enough minerals, I guess. I mean, he had 345. It was Intense, 2-0 with a good hold.